The Flyers returned to practice today with just 1 week remaining and only 2 games remaining before the Olympic break, and Sean Couturier trying to break out of his 27-game goalless drought. I'm Charlie O'Connor with PHLY Flyers and PHLY Sports, and these are your Flyers post-practice notes. So the Flyers were back at practice on Monday in Voorhees after a day off, although it really wasn't a day off, on Sunday when they were all at the Flyers Charities Carnival. Check out our coverage on our YouTube channel, the PHLY Sports YouTube channel, if you want to see all the interviews we did at the Carnival. But today, they were back on the ice after that off day at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. And despite the day off the ice, Monday was actually a pretty short, lighter practice, but it did end with a small area game battle drill, very competitive, very fun for the players. Now, look, it's no secret the Flyers are struggling right now. They lost all 4 games last week. They had a horrid month of January. It does seem like today's game was meant to lighten things up a bit, maybe get guys engaged, get guys competing in a friendly way, and it seems like it succeeded on that front. After all, they were flying around, they were fighting hard in battles, which Rick Tocchet did say after practice was part of it. He wanted the guys to practice winning one-on-one battles, and what easier way to do that than to pit them against each other, splitting the group into 2 teams and having them battle each other for practice supremacy. The losers, unfortunately, had to do push-ups before the end of practice. Now, Sean Couturier was on the winning side in that particular game, but he hasn't been doing much winning on the ice in games over the past month and a half. He actually hasn't scored a goal since December 7th against the Colorado Avalanche. It's been a rough go for Couturier offensively over these last 2 months. And over these last 2 games, Couturier's role has changed. He spent these last 2 games on the 4th line with Nick Deslauriers and Garnet Hathaway, clearly a response to Couturier's continued inability to light the lamp. So we talked to Sean Couturier and Rick Tocchet today about the shift and the captain's struggles, and both confirmed that, look, he's on the 4th line, but it's not traditional 4th line usage. He does play up the lineup in game, and Tocchet told Couturier to expect that. Expect to play a lot on the 4th line, but also, in the second, third periods, you might be centering more scoring lines. That's what happened on Saturday. He was centering Trevor Zegras at times in the 3rd period. So it's 4th line usage, but it's not quite traditional 4th line usage. I believe he finished with over 16 minutes on Saturday. So Couturier is still getting shifts. However, he is spending quite a few of those shifts alongside traditional 4th liners. But in talking to Sean Couturier today, he wasn't pouting about the change in role. He noted he knows he needs to be better. Couturier is accepting the demotion in stride, and he even said that he doesn't mind playing alongside guys like Deslauriers and Hathaway, and actually thinks that playing alongside players that play that kind of straightforward game might be able to help him get out of this slump.
First, I'm hard on myself too. I put pressure on myself to help, offensively, and things aren't really going my way lately. So it's tough, and you gotta find a way to fight through it. And sometimes it's just like I've been saying, getting back to the basics. It's not a bad thing. Playing with Garnier and D'Lo, they're pretty hard-working guys that are structured and play hard and win battles. So I try to use that to my advantage and simplify my game.
So we talked to Rick Tocchet after speaking with Couturier, and he agreed that frustration and gripping the stick too tight is part of the reason why Sean Couturier has been struggling to score so much. But he said it goes beyond that, and it goes into things that he's working directly with Couturier to try to address.
Yeah, he's right. I think for Coots, there's examples like when he gets it in the offense, especially behind the net, he doesn't move his feet. And he'll tell you, like, well, that's the biggest thing for me is it's not just for Coots, it's our team. When you move your feet, options open. When you stand still, options close, and that's really what it comes down. I think he gets a habit of kind of staring his option down, and he doesn't move his feet, and that's habits, and continue to do it. And he knows it. And I think, and if you watch, I know in practice day, he was really concentrating on that. I thought he had a good practice because he was concentrating on those little things, fundamentals.
Couturier obviously has a long way to go to make up for this extended month-and-a-half long goal-scoring slump, but he will have 2 more chances to light the lamp before the break. Tuesday versus Washington at Xfinity Mobile Arena, and then Thursday against Claude Giroux's Ottawa Senators to close out the pre-Olympic break schedule. I'm Charlie O'Connor with PHLY Flyers and PHLY Sports. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.